Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our best class setups in Modern Warfare series. Season 2 has brought us 2 excellent new weapons so far, and we are still expecting one more. I don't actually know what this thing is, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the newly added assault rifle, the Grau 5.56. And I actually believe that this is one of the strongest weapons in the game at the moment. They keep adding these absolutely fire weapons. Like some of the other ones they add are just so good, man. Like, the Grau 5.56 is chambered with the 5.56 rounds, obviously, as it is in the name, so it does share similar properties to the M4 and the SCAR. Good damage, middling recoil, and excellent range. You can probably already see in the background, you can put in some serious work with this gun, man. But before we do get into the class here, let's try and get this video to 10 likes. The support has been really great recently. You guys have been absolutely amazing, liking all the videos and watching all of them, and we are well and truly on our way to 500 subscribers, man. So if you do enjoy the class setups and other videos, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on so you don't miss any more of my videos. Let's talk about how strong the Grau 5.56 is. So in the description of the Grau 5.56, it does say that the gun is packed full of potential, and that's exactly how I describe it. You do have loads of different options for this class, but I think I've settled on the best class setup for the Grau 5.56. There are certainly different ways you can run this thing. You can even run it in an SMG style and sprint around and hit fire people. That's good fun to use. It's not the most powerful thing, but it is pretty effective at the same time. But this setup is really effective at pretty much everything, close, medium, and longer range. This is a really great gun in this game. I didn't actually expect it to be as powerful as it is. I thought the Striker 45 would be the better of the two guns, but we'll talk about that later on this week. You'll typically get a 3 to 4 to 5 shot kill with this thing. At those extremely long ranges, you might struggle to hit those shots a little bit without tap firing, because they couldn't actually just make the gun a laser beam. Like, they had to give it a little bit of recoil to make it sort of balanced at all. This weapon unlocks at about rank 15 in the battle pass for free, and you've just got to test this thing out. You got to unlock it, you got to try this thing out. It's so fun to use. So let's talk about the class here. Right, so we're going to go through our secondary perks and grenade choices here. They've completely changed around the perk system, so I'm still working out my best setup here. But I think for this class, I have got it sorted. So in the secondary slot, we've of course got the 357 snake shot, and I've brought 2 of them. Akimbo is absolutely hilarious on this, so we've got the long barrel, the 5mm laser, the lightweight trigger, the snake shot, and of course the Akimbo. This is just designed to make people upset, but that's what we're here for. So in the perk 1 slot, we do have of course kill chain. It's definitely a shame that I've had to drop off EOD in this slot, but kill chain is just so wild. Like, cruise missile into VTOL into advanced UAV is just so strong. Perk 2, I've got Ghost. Really just helps me stay off those UAVs. I'm still sad about them moving kill chain to perk 1, so I can't run EOD and kill chain anymore. Perk 3 is, of course, battle hardened. You're still going to cop those stuns and flashes in this game, but at least this will help you recover a little bit faster. This should be way stronger, but what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it. This is my favorite option. My lethal of choice is the C4. Really good in this game. Perfect for throwing bricks of death to clear corners. It's just so great. Like, you can't beat this, man. And the tactical of choice is the stim shot, because it's the sweaty option, and you know me. Right, so the first attachment we do have here is in the muzzle slot, and of course we've got the monolithic suppressor, the damage range and sound suppression on this bad boy. The extended range this gives the Grau is really powerful. Extending that 3 to 4 shot kill range is exactly what you want with this attachment. Like, it's so strong. Another option to consider is using the compensator in this slot as well. The recoil control is pretty good. Like, sometimes the Grau does have a little bit of kick, but for the most part, with the other attachments that we have picked, you can sort of control it and it's not too big of a deal. But if you do tend to have trouble with recoil with this gun, you can always throw on the compensator as well. Yeah, just as well as a little bit of a note, these 2 attachments both drop your aim down, sight speed, and aim walking steadiness and aiming stability respectively. But again, we can pick those up from other attachments, so you don't really have to worry about the negatives that come from these too much. So of course, in the muzzle slot, we have gone with the monolithic suppressor. Our next attachment is in the barrel slot here, and we do have the FFS 20.8 inch Nexus barrel. This is one of those barrels for this gun, like damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This really does help you extend out that damage range as far as possible. Again, control the recoil and make you shoot a little bit faster. There are, of course, a number of different barrel attachments for the Grau, and they all perform differently, but more interestingly, they all feature different iron sights. So in this same barrel slot, we do, of course, also have the Archangel, which you can see in the gameplay in the background. I've actually gone with the Nexus because I do prefer the iron sights. Like, the Archangel does have the needle-like sight, which I don't really prefer, and of course you can see it in the background, and this is what the sight of the Nexus barrel looks like. It's a little bit easier to use. You can't really see it super well, but I do prefer it over the sort of needle-like one that you can see in the background. It's just personal preference for me. They do perform very similar because they do have pretty much the same stats. I think the Archangel is a little bit better at range, whereas the Nexus might be a little bit more mobile. So choosing between these two is very similar. It just sort of depends on how you want to play with those iron sights. This is, of course, up to you. They do both do very similar jobs, and they're both excellent barrel options. So, of course, because of the preferred iron sight, we've gone with the FFS 20.8-inch Nexus. Next, in the laser slot, we have to have the TAC laser. Aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness for the cost of a visible laser. This is such a good attachment for pretty much every assault rifle and SMG in this game, but it works especially well here. This is, of course, one of my favorite attachments in this game, man. Like, the feeling you get from using this thing, like the aim down sight speed just feels so smooth with this attachment setup. It is definitely one of the best classes that I've come up with in this game for sure. You're also going to be getting recoil bonuses, so it'll help you stay on target, which I already mentioned. It does have a little bit of recoil sometimes, so it can struggle a little bit at those longer ranges, so this definitely does help that. Plus, with this class, you're mostly being as aggressive as you can. Like, that's how I play. I really do love rushing around. So with this class's mobility, accuracy, and handling, we have an awesome combination here. If you are scared of using a laser because it is visible to the enemy, you just got to practice better crosshair placement. You want to be aiming at the edge of a doorway or wall you think the enemy's going to come through, and when they peek out, just hit the shot. It can take some getting used to, but you can eventually get yourself killed with the visible laser, so you do have to practice this. So as I said, in the laser slot is the TAC laser. And I mentioned this already, but in the optics slot, we have skipped it here because I feel like the iron sights with the Nexus barrel, I mean, the Archangel does have good iron sights, I just don't prefer them. So if you are using either of those two barrel options, you can definitely get away with not using an optic in this slot. Next, in the stock slot, we have got the no stock option. Aim down sight speed and movement speed. This boost to your handling is really important for most weapons in the game, like the no stock option is really strong. You do lose a bit of aiming stability and recoil control, of course, but we can make up for that with our other attachments. This is one of those attachments that really helps you be aggressive. Like I said, I love being aggressive in this game. That's just how I roll. Like, I'm not sitting back waiting for people to come to me. Like, that might be contradicted in the background with the gameplay, but that's not how I try and play. I do try and go out of my way to push around and rush everyone, and like, I think everybody should play like that. It just makes the game a lot more interesting. You can take out a lot of people by surprise by being aggressive and getting into spawn, so this attachment does a really good job with that, and it works great in combination with the TAC laser to help you get those sights up as quickly as possible. So of course, in the stock slot, we have got the no stock option. We have, of course, skipped the perk slot here. I feel like the only thing that would be really useful, of course, is the old faithful sleight of hand. Reloading faster is always a good consideration, but I feel like we're making full use of our attachment slots here, so we can't really afford to put this in. We have, of course, also skipped over the ammo slot. I just feel like more ammo here isn't really necessary. The fire rate isn't absurd, so you don't run out of ammo super quickly. So all of our attachments are doing a great job here, so we can't really skip out on one to put this in, basically. There is a little bit of consideration in the foregrip slot. You could always reduce some of the recoil on this gun. Like I said, it does bounce around a tad. So like a Merc foregrip or a Commando foregrip, even like a Ranger foregrip, would definitely be a usable option. And if you felt so inclined, you could definitely swap this out for the TAC laser. But I don't think it's too big of a deal, so I like the TAC laser over an underbarrel, in my opinion. And lastly, in the rear grip slot, we have, of course, got what everybody is expecting, the stippled grip. What is this? Something in the rear grip slot that's not called the stippled grip tape? This is unbelievable, unprecedented for this game. We have, of course, got the XRK Void 2, which gives us, you guessed it, aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. You didn't actually think that they'd let us go in without the stipple grip tape stats, did you? These are great bonuses, of course, to get with the Grau 5.56. Again, I'm an aggressive player, so I want to be rushing around, and if I get taken by surprise, the aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed will keep me alive most of those times and help me win those gunfights. Sprint to fire speed is an awesome stat for pretty much every gun in this game because it can reliably save your life, basically. This is always the first attachment I want for most of my classes. I don't care if it's called the Skipple Grip Tape or the XRK2 Void, whatever. These are the stats that I want for my rear grip slot. So in this slot, we have, of course, got the XRK Stippled Void Grip 2 or whatever. So this is, of course, our full class setup here with all of our attachments. This class setup is crazy strong. Like, I've actually grown to love the Grau 5.56 a lot more as I've been playing it with this weekend over with the double XP for Valentine's Day. I've leveled it up very quickly. You can see that it's level 64 already, and it's very powerful. So thank you very much for watching this one, guys. If this class did help you out and you did enjoy this video, make sure you do leave a like and do hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. I really do appreciate it, and it does help me out. If everyone subscribed to me, got 2 friends to subscribe, we'd actually be ridiculously close to 1,000 subscribers, which would be unbelievable. At the moment, we are very close to 500, so we'll keep working on it. We'll keep on that grind. I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye!